Hello and welcome back to round three, or not round three, the semifinals of GP Winterholm. My opponent is on some kind of 4 or 5 color, value tile, I guess. Where they play, a bunch of 5 mana enchantments and Approaching Greatness, which 2 mana to find them and gain 5 life. I think I'm gonna keep this. Just generally a pretty solid hand. Isn't like great with how the sequencing works out, since the tracker and the hideout is kind of number and they have 2 lands for the unveil and whatnot. But I think it's great. I'm gonna be playing Cold Fade Out over Thorngrafter here to get the Naked hideout into play. Then it'll have the second force to make it when to play ETB untapped. Another Cultivate is not great. Let's shoot it for the attack and out heavy. And that would definitely look a lot worse without the land at top. Still absolutely fine if I end up hitting my 3rd land. Explore is not what I really want to be seeing here. So my opponent does have -2/-2 Wrath that gains some life for each creature that died. I do need to be aware of that. Another heavy is like fine, I guess. I mean, it does do stuff. Wouldn't do much into Ardent Aesthetic. I think the question is, do I want to play around Ardent Aesthetic or do I want to play around the Wrath or the -2/-2? I'm gonna play around the -2/-2 or the opposite way around. I play around Aesthetic by playing Thorngrafter on Death Touch, since that will let me attack through. Since I'll be able to move the Thorngrafter counter over. Definitely not in love with my spot here. Whiffing lands twice is pretty bad. Because if I did hit it the 3rd land, I could have gone Thorngrafter plus heavy, and functionally play around both of the cards I'm concerned about. Then it might be missing some land drops too. Or well, they're playing Gift to find some lands potentially. They do find. We'll see if they take planes. Essentially, this is a Approaching Greatness now. So let's play Nudify instead, so it doesn't have an Approaching Greatness in hand, is what I'm inferring from that. Still no 3rd land. Let's just swing in. Deal 6, up another heavy, pass the turn back. My opponent still hasn't interacted with me at all, so I don't know exactly what's going on. They're on a lot of 5-drops, so almost certainly will have a play here. But I do know one of the cards is planes, like all 5-drops. I'm not quite sure what else they'd potentially be held on to. I suppose maybe they have some like removal spells they haven't been able to cast, since the mana situation's a bit weird. This I'm reading as a Wrath, because they're fetching the 2nd Black Source. No, just another Gift to the Dead, but I mean, they are dead on board, so we'll need to do something here. But I guess they're not. Are they dead on board? Well, yeah, without milling a land, they are. I mean, they can play a land in the Ancient, and these lands will animate. Still no 3rd land. Yeah, 3rd land here would be pretty huge because I could just blow up both the Gift Bidded Woodlands. Without that, I guess I just attack with the Cultivators and then graft Death Touch onto them if need be. I guess, yeah. They did mill a Strength from something, which is the Wrath. Now I'm on 2 of those. So they do have Vibrant Vengeance, which it does do a -2/-2 Wrath on ETB. Yeah. I guess I just start combat. It does very much so suck that I don't have the land. I think I'm just attacking with both Cultivators. I don't think it makes sense to attack with heavies. I think that's a pretty easy trade for them. Let's just attack like that. Additionally, if I try to put a Death Touch count on heavy, it potentially gets split out by the counter history. They're saying it's suspicious. I mean, they don't realize that Homgrafter can move the counters, losing to the on-board combat check. So stuff trades off is fine. I get to play. I guess another Thorngrafter is better than the tracker. So yeah, do that. It's a bit annoying the mana, but whatever. And in darkness. I guess I'm always doing this Thorngraft on the tracker. I guess Night Dredger. Night Dredger is pretty bad here. Yeah, Night Dredger is probably the call. It just looks like they really don't have anything going on, which I mean, I'm definitely fine with. They did miss the line drop, right? No, they played that plan. because I'm just swinging heavies and offering a trade, they don't have any instants they can cast at the moment, so that seems to make sense. I guess sort of combat. Oh, the land does come down finally. Let's make tracker. This is presenting lethal, which is good. And the mountain, I don't know if that's what we're looking for. And yeah, they just started out exceptionally hard. Okay. What do I want here? So I do need to. I do want some amount of reclamation stages. I think that's for certain. Night Georgia doesn't seem great here. Scion. I don't think I want Scion because I mean I guess Scion's fine. It's not like great, but it is okay. I'll set it up for now. Force, I think I have a lot of exile removal, so it doesn't seem exceptional. Want 3 or 4 rock sages on the exact number. Master always seems bad. Hornbeam seems bad because they're functionally creatureless. Hiroshi is okay. I don't mind Hiroshi, but it's also not great. I guess I'll leave in Scions. Anything that Scion is better than, oh, that's worse than Scion. A Rex Sage. Goodbye that I don't actually want multiple Rex Sages, so yeah, I'll just let it a little bit. As per usual, the ability has no impact on this matchup, or virtually none. Definitely mulliganing this doesn't really do anything. And probably keeping this. Double Unveil is pretty nasty. I'm not sure what I'm bottoming. I think I'm probably just bottoming Unveil. I do want the elite to try and find more lands. Zolo is just really, really good. Long after is my 1-drop, probably 2-drop too. Yeah, I guess it's Unveil that I'm bottoming. Doesn't feel great to be doing that, but is what is. Another Zolo. This could be Death Touch. You need to choose that before when it makes more plays. So let's see what they have for turn 2. I think Explore is probably the worst case scenario for me, which they do have. I think ideally I hit a 2-drop here and then land following that. Land first is fine. I guess I'm always just going the Thorn Grafter, so I'm good to pass back here. It is definitely a bit concerning, but it looks fine. I mean, fine, it's bad, but all my threats do run by it, which is good. And it's a new divide, which is fine. If I don't hit a land here, I will be playing Elite, just because I do want to be finding my 4th land from Veil. That will help me find a Rex Sage to answer whatever the high drop is. To hit the land, that is good. I just take that, drop a Zolo, so I did hit my additional land. I don't think they have great answers to a 4/4 in general. They are ancient, so I guess the come to history will kill it, but in general, it doesn't seem like they have great answers to decently sized creatures. 3 mana. Not sure what this is. Stand in Darkness. Sure. Guess I'm exiling Zolo, right? Oh, well, Zolo from hand. It starts to say they. I guess it doesn't matter if they have a Succumb to Darkness or not, because Succumb can hit the Zolo regardless. If they weren't ancient, they could hit the Bone Grafter before playing the Bounded Darkness. Yep, they do have a lot of lands. With Deadwood, sure. Will be, I think, Unveil next turn. I got some of the lands in the side, because this can only hit creatures of lands. Kind of crazy they're playing this when they're only on 4 creatures, but sure. So this Unveil, I do very much so want to hit a Rex Sage, because that will mean my Zolo will not have to trade. Hit a heavy and a tracker. Not much to think about there. Obviously, Zola will get legend ruled. Tracker is getting the both counters. So not to touch trample. And I believe I am just passing the turn back. Yeah. Don't think I want to be trading my Zola here. When Gifted Edward is the only only live target for potential reclamation sage top deck at the moment. I guess I do have this Waking Glen, which is kind of scary, but if I activate, then I can just trade with it. Another static. Static is fan balanced, of course, so it's always live. Mm-mm. Under just thinking, which is probably not a great sign. That means they do have choices. Let's take Quarry Shaft, which, I mean, that's fine by me. Definitely Okay, they successfully flooded out, I suppose. Another tracker. I mean, this boy shaft is not currently live. I don't want to be doing this. I don't really want to be activating Zola this turn. I mean, they do have to respect it, but I don't really want to be doing it. Gangbuster isn't able to be sacked currently. Because I do just want to be forcing them to boy shaft the Zolo. So I go forced doing with tracker and heavy with the Zolo block. I think that seems right. And then you just want to kind of play my cards out there. Let's swing with both. See what happens. I think I am fine if they force me to solo, but they do get a lot of damage through. And then they probably do have to core shaft the solo. Which means I'll have time to play at these guys. They can sack the Moorland if I do end up Zoling the what's it, but I don't think it really matters because Zol goes trample. Besides do it like that, which is fine. I'm just gonna sink all the mana into Zolo here. It does give me a pretty solid advantage. I like to crack the Deadland, which does mean they're taking a lot of damage here if they don't draw the come. And they do just take it. Looking Glen is like kind of scary, but they can't really attack with it because I can just trade with it. Doesn't like trample anything, so. And I guess, yeah, because it is 7 mana to attack with it. They'd have 2 left, and then I have lethal. Then I'm representing lethal on the swing back. I'm not sure if there's any cards I super care about here. Like, I guess a World Forgotten? A World Forgotten is probably the thing I'm most concerned about. Handiwork is, I guess, something. Are you blowing up now? Okay, sure, I guess. I'm glad I took the line with solo then, as we've been a bit punished otherwise. It XOLS, so I've been able to say 3. Presumably doesn't matter, but those could potentially be relevant. There's finally a Rex Sage. Just tapping for extra color. Both the track and the lead do check the Waking Glen. Good. Are they activating Boy Shaft? Yeah, you can wait on that. They have Gate of Realms. Gate of Realms is not great for me. Not sure what utility land they're grabbing here. That's a pretty good one. And they do have 9 land types, so it is activating for 1. And we'll need to go out of this. Elevator does something. Not sure if it's anything relevant. Pretty sure I'm just Rex Saging the Gator Realms here. Let's swing in first. You just take it, pull up the Gator Realms, on Grafter, on Death Touch. I guess, like, maybe there's argument for holding back the Cultivator. I don't think it's an especially strong one, though, to come on the Elite. Up decks and the Aesthetic, which is, of course, a great draw spell, but, cards with drawbacks. Am I right? Yes, a Spiral, sure. Seems pretty similar to just like cracking the Forbidden Throne to get back Gate of Realms or something. Does look like they're playing it, which seems like a mistake, to be honest. But I guess if they're doing the aesthetic line, it doesn't super matter. Another tracker. I guess I am going swing of Sage and Cultivator and Death Touch. Guess not really much else to do. Yep, then trading. It takes 1. Drop a tracker. Pass the turn back. And it should be sending this up there. Finish the Steed is a good card, as it turns out. And they can Forbidden Throne back the deed to blow up my board. Yeah, it has exactly enough mana to do that. And then I'd need to draw, like, pretty specifically Unveil, I think, have a chance. But even if they don't, it doesn't super matter what they do here, because I don't really have all that much pressure as long as they deal with the tracker. Sacks Forbidden Throne, gets back, watch, doing like Handiwork, Approaching Greatness. What? I guess? That seems risky. I don't know what they're grabbing here. Yeah. I mean, I guess this cleans up the game faster, but like, still, it feels like just going for Handiwork is safer. Because I mean, I'm sending a fair bit of damage. Naked Hideout is, I guess, something. Doesn't really matter what I do here. But I guess I do this, I guess. It doesn't die to Gate of Realms. Gate of 1. What would be good here is a Force of the too gay, whatever. Too gay, too gay, too gray. It will be cool to concede pretty soon. They didn't like need to make some choices, but like it's non-legendary. Oh, they can actually get back handiwork with it, and they should still be good. I guess there are sets of cards that don't get them out of this. But I mean, they only have like 4 or 5 lands left in the deck because they've fetched so heavily. They've drawn so many lands already. But they do need something besides just a World Forgotten. The World Forgotten does not cancel my board by itself. It's kind of random. This is non-legendary. Not sure what the reasoning is there. It's not like it's a crazy thing, but it's not like it getting back itself matters terribly much. I'm not sure what they have a lot out here. Had to imagine they do. But if they're on 2 blanks in hand, maybe they don't. But I mean, Gifted Edwards is at this point it probably whiffs. So that's not great. They do call it. Yeah, how they want to be doing that. Um, like they can succumb the tracker that yeah, I think they need something with hand, right? I'm not sure what they're grabbing 5 mana that gets them out of this. I guess they can go Old Forgotten, Approaching Greatness, or a World Forgotten if we cast a World Forgotten Succumb. But actually they don't have double black anymore, right? Yeah. They need a black source. So if they're actually on 2 blanks in hand, I might have this. Because I think they yeah, it looks like they do go Greatness. They go for Vengeance, which doesn't. Wait, no, this is Swamp, right? Don't they just leave them dead? Oh, they have a Succumb to History in hand? Is that what I'm interpreting this as? Oh, okay. So they managed to find the way out. That was pretty specific, but it does get them there. And that is all she wrote. Yeah, good to concede here. That game in mind, I think I want Force. I mean, if Force being answered by the come is seems kind of bad. I think I'm just good to run it back and trust that being on the play is probably good enough. Actually, is there any whether I want the bet instead of something else because on the play? I think so. I think I want good to drop down on Sages. But then again, I don't really want to see the 10th handiwork ever because I kind of lose that. Yeah, let's just keep it the same. Maybe you could argue for Court of Miracles, but I don't think I want to be doing that. This is Mulligan. This is Deep, I guess. Uh, this is not exciting him, but I mean, it does do stuff. I don't really want to be going to 5. New Divide. Unveil's a good draw. I guess I'll play down Lebet. I guess heavy. No, I'll play Lebet. There's Lebet attacks through the aesthetic, so does Tracker. But if I draw my fourth land, so I can go Lebet, Tracker, and then heavy. Oh, preferably I go Lebet, Tracker, and then Unveil. We'll see if they have an Explore, Succumb, or something. Let them eat cake. Or similar. They have Explore or Approaching Greatness. Sure. That is fine by me. Let's take Vengeance, which is interesting. They don't have any 1-drop, at least not many. Zola. Um, don't, just doing Hex proof Vigilance, I guess? Does not matter in the slightest, as long as they don't do Death Touch, at the very least. So let's be mana efficient, play at Zolo. I guess it's handiwork. So let's see if I can hit a Rex Sage. Let's say I want trample and reach on this forest. Well, I mean, like, what? Well, I mean, God. So if I unveil and hit a Rex Sage, then I probably just win. Very handled, in fact. If I just go activate Zolo Swing, I get 10. Let's think on this. 'Cause I think it's like around 50-50. 40. Because like chance of it being in your opener is 40%, and Unveil is 6, and I've drawn 9. So probably like 40-50% hit a Rex Age here. I think I have 40 or 50% to win the game if I don't hit Rex Age, or if I just let go Zolo and swing, put them to 10. I can also hit some other stuff. I guess I sided out Force. I can hit like elites, which wouldn't be bad. Do I just want to swing for 10? Yeah, I guess this doesn't actually. Yeah, I'm just I'm just gonna go for it. I don't play the cards not to play them. And I hit. I hit pretty hard, in fact. Vigilance, Trample, Death Touch. Putting all the counters on the Throne Grafter, because I can move them off, and that will let me get endgame for Bang Buster next turn, which will let me hopefully keep my opponent off of 5 lands. New Divide is looking a juicy target. Trample Reach goes to Vigilance. Oh wait, I guess I can't do Vigilance, right? I need to do Death Touch Hexproof if I want to get endgame without drawing letters. Long Grafter. They could have a Succumb here. I guess I just go straight to combat. Right? Yeah, I think I just go straight to combat. This is not threatening lethal, it's 2 off. They don't really have anything in combat. Let's just swing. Pretty sure I don't want to swing with the Thorn Grafter too. Could you just take it? Oh wait, I guess this was lethal. I don't think it's worth going for it. Because if they do have Succumb, then they can potentially swing it back. I mean, that's wrong, to be honest. I think this should win regardless. But yeah, I do get there. Yeah, the Bank Buster would blow up their new divide, and that would keep them off 5 mana. So I don't even know if there's anything on 5 mana, which is good enough. Would have needed to have like Succumb plus whatchamacallit, plus the thing that flashes back stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I think unveiling those, right? I mean, I can look at the replay, I guess. Feels safer. I mean, with like how it turned out, I think it doesn't actually matter which line I do, because like I'm still putting 7 points of power into play that doesn't die to Vengeance. I guess yeah, I probably do lose if I do whiff on the Sage. Because I'm dropping heavy plus tracker, and they crack masterwork or handiwork the next time. But like can I get more information there on what their hand is? Because I know that they play greatness turn 2. And so like greatness turn 2, I mean they don't have a black source turn 2. So like I can't quite say they don't have succumb. At least not here, or like let them eat cake or whatever. Because they totally could and just be like, oh, I'm gonna approach in greatness because Libet is not what I want to be hitting here. Like they'd prefer to be hitting a track or a heavy, and they need to play the approaching greatness at some point. Maybe saving it for Zolo or what have you. And then they drop handiwork here, which is really risky, but like I think it's not unreasonable to do this. They don't have a turn 4. It's like I would have to Rex Sage, they'd take 7. They do have a Rex Sage, and then they can like kill a little bit. No, I guess from just the handiwork, I can say that they don't have succumb. So if I'm putting them not on the I mean I have basically zero knowledge on what they could have besides not having succumb. I mean if I guess I could think if they're sequencing. So you I know they fetch vengeance, but like vengeance doesn't do anything. I mean, I guess if they're fetching vengeance and not a world forgotten, I guess it always makes sense to fetch vengeance and then world forgotten if possible. So I guess that doesn't work because you need to fetch multiple orders. I mean, handiwork does ration on unveil. Like people are really bad at playing around deed, just in general. Deed's a really hard card to play into. Onboard wrath in general are pretty nasty. But they could have drawn a succumb there on turn 3. Could they have? Do you have a succumb over handiwork? No, I think just like the threat of unveiling is so huge. Like if they succumb here, I take 4, I unveil, and then they're like just straight up dead to a Rex Sage, right? If they do it this way, then Rex Sage they take 7. I mean, I would need to have like a decent follow up to the Rex Sage. Well, then get into the actual decision. Then if I just Zola for 10, they untap, crack, handiwork, I untap. I just go heavy cracker, right? I think that's probably about as good as I'm hoping for with Unveil. And that's putting 7 points in play. That 12, they untap, vengeance, and a 5, and then I unveil. I don't think. I think that's not winning if they draw a succumb at any point in that sequence. The succumb does deal with these 2, and I don't have that many things on veil grabs that the succumb doesn't kill. Yeah. I think if Unveil is the fault is not the direct follow-up, but I think if my plan is to heavy plus tracker after the handiwork, regardless of what I do here, I think it makes sense to fail there. Would have been a lot better if I had the force of the Ugure in. That gives me another thing that the value thing to grab. I do whiff on the backstage because even just grabbing that is will force them to handiwork. I think 7, 15. They'd go to 3. They wouldn't have to handiwork, but like, went at 3. These feel like it's worth it. Tracking for 12. Yeah, 12 is more than I can do. And the veil can also hit the draw card thing if I whiff. The thing unveiling those, right? I don't think there's too much. Yeah, because I think my odds of winning up after the unveil, if they don't draw succumb at any point, by whiff isn't like that bad. Well, like 30, 40%. I don't know. Maybe less, 20, 30. Whereas if I just Zolo swing, I think it's probably like 50, which is about as good, a bit better than my chance to hit Rex Sage. 50? No, less than 50. God, and this is Deed is such a messed up card. They were going ham in 1997. 1997 was Pernicious Deed entered. Back in Apocalypse, 2001. Yeah. I don't think there's anything too weird about the other games. I mean, they flooded out really hard here. Maybe could have sequenced this bit better. I did end up killing this swamp here, I think, which is a good call, though wasn't really thinking about it. And then they just drew a bunch of lands, which is, I mean, is like kind of what you expect when you're on like 25 lands plus 4 gifts. You're kind of on 30 lands. Other explorers too. Yeah, there's a lot of lands. And then like game 2, I guess this is the pivotal turn, right? Because I could just go elite tracker here. Like just swing this tracker probably trades off with the Moreland. Oh no, because they end up drawing handiwork, right? Yeah. This was game 2, so they would have, I think, 3 handiworks in the deck. 2, yeah. Um, yeah, this was probably a bad pack. I mean, I do kill an aesthetic. I do keep my board. So what if I just attack with the tracker, then Moreland blocks? Block probably just goes through, right? I play out my hand, they untap, Koi Shaft the Zolo, and I wouldn't be able to. I guess maybe I could endgame. But then the heavy, they don't have the Zolo, the heavy gets blocked by the aesthetic. Um, yeah, heavies block the aesthetic, so that's not a really attacker. You have like 8 points, so they can't really block, but like they still have the Waking Glen. The Koi Shaft will kill the Zolo. They get like 1 point in here, they go to 15. Next to I'm getting an 8. Because they tap out for the Koi Shaft. And then at 7, then the Glen trades to the tracker. And aesthetic is still blocking the heavy. I guess if I drew a land, then the heavy would be endgame, so I could heavy the no, it's non-creature bonus. Yeah, so I could just have the heavy blow up the Glen. No, I couldn't, because they could Glen pre-combat. I can't blow it up because it wouldn't be an endgame yet. They don't get endgame here. So yeah, the Glen would trade for the tracker cleanly. It ends up being about the same. I don't think I have much of a preference board state I'm taking there, like as opposed to like this board state. I get to keep both my threats. I force an aesthetic chump, and the tracker is now much more threatening. So I like keep them off core shaft, doing the Zolo because it's like yeah, so it does still deal with the heavy, but then the tracker gets in for 5. So that 3 instead of what 7, I think was where they're at on the other line. Maybe they'd be a bit lower because the elite can swing in. I guess they'd have 2 aesthetics, so yeah, they'd be a pretty reasonable life total. Another line, they would be down a Glen. The Glen does trade off the tracker. I think this kind of creates a bit more of a disparity in board states and punishes the like Koi Shaft and the Glen being so expensive. They do draw it out of the handiwork, the Gated Realms, which is like definitely not unreasonable. They did draw a lot of lands. So if they don't hit handiwork here, then they need to find they like need to Koi Shaft the Zolo and then Dedic on the heavy. I mean they find some I guess they're good here too. Um yeah, because like land plus Succumb lets them Koi Shaft. Well, no, they don't even need land. Koi Shaft is 6, not 7. So they have Succumb here, which is almost expected. I can't imagine they started it out. Then like kill the Zolo, kill the tracker, static blocks the heavy. Um, but if they don't have anything, they just have like Vibrant Resurgence or something. Yeah, I'm gonna say that both those lines paired about the same. But I think that's enough messing around. I am in the finals. I'll be playing against Mono Black Storm in the finals again, which was my round four opponent. Ended up picking up the win there, and I will be on the play this time around because I won the first time around. Don't love the matchup. I don't have that much for it, but I mean, I did win the first time around, so definitely possible for me to get there, but it's going to come down to the draws a lot, I think. But yeah, thanks for listening to me analyze the situation for like 10, 15 minutes. Still not sure if it's reasonable for them to have to come here. I think. I mean, they can still draw, but I think they probably don't, but they can still draw it. I don't know. I'm not going to think of it anymore. But again, thanks